everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today it's time to do another 1 year review, and this time we have this beast right here, the Arrma Notorious. I'll let you know what it's been like with 1 year of having this RC. Has it been good? Has it been bad? Would I buy it again? Find out. Alright everyone, so check it out, the Arrma Notorious after 1 year. So I do like the clipless body. It's not the best implemented system at all. I do wish they would have supported this body better. This is like a heavy duty basher. They really should have done more in the way of reinforcing this. And now before people go off about the shoe goo, I shoe goo everything. Guys, I have like 100 cars. I don't have the time or the ambition to shoe goo and drywall tape every car I have. The point of the manufacturer should have to. This isn't something we should have to do after the fact. Can we do it? Yes, but we shouldn't have to. Or they could have just added some plastic around here and reinforced it. So that's kind of the point of the videos. You know, it's not what we can do, it's what they should have done. So we've had some damage back here. The body's actually split, it's cracked here. I did break off this wing at one point. I got this great flexible wing mount from Tyson at Garage Life RC. I have not broken the wing since. We also got a flexible bumper mount here for the front. Now, as far as everything else is, outstanding. You know, Spectrum Electronics, whether you like it or hate it, I think most people do agree that this is pretty strong stuff. It's basically rebranded Hobby Wing. It's totally programmable. You do have to use the Spectrum programmer, but you can program everything on here, and it's just a robust system. You know, we got a metal chassis, we have composite braces here, metal upper brace, you know, really thick beefy shock tower braces, you know, just really good parts built into here, and it's been tough. I really can't complain about anything other than kind of the body and the clipless system not really being the best. Before we start driving, let me point out, I did also put the Garage Life RC roof skids on here. I wish they would have put some type of roof protection on here as well. And for some reason, after a year, these tires have turned kind of a blue, ashy kind of. It's weird. I don't think I've had any other tires do that before. It's in an air-conditioned shed. So, and like I said, with about 90 other cars, this is the only one that I've seen do it. So let's go drive this bad boy. So, whoa. If you don't know, this is a stunt truck. Hence the really short wheelbase. This is not really like a ground pounder type deal. This is more. Oh my God. I think that might actually be the record for a wheelie there. You know, this is great for skate parks, things like that. I don't say that often, but that's basically kind of like the bread and butter of this machine with the short wheelbase. It's not exactly the best handling thing, but actually driving it here, I mean, it's not horrible either. Actually, really not horrible at all. But I think it's tendency to pick up the front end on acceleration just makes for really kind of like wide turns. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's, whoa. Yeah, it's a definite wheelie beast here. All right, so let me take a couple runs up here. Let me get comfortable with this thing again. So I forget, man, I'm sorry, I forget the name of the channel, but ooh, they had the front flip, back flip, like triple challenge. Yeah, this would have been my car. I would have this, or maybe even the 6S Kagama, but ooh, yeah, I'm like way rusty at that. Ooh. Let's see. Ooh, I stopped too soon. I didn't have enough altitude for quite that much. Ah, that was my fault. Well, that's definitely testing how tough the front end is. Oh. Definitely has an absurd amount of power. But like I said, for this, it's not really the best ground pounder. It's really, see, you drive, it just wants to wheel, it just wants to carry that front end up. Oh, it doesn't help I had to trim way off. If you guys watch my review on the IXSR, I had mentioned that I went to use it one day and it had no models listed. Everything was backed up to the SD card, fortunately, but obviously, like the binding protocols and obviously like the steering trim and all that was lost. So, what a headache. But anyhow, so I kind of found, like, I really think for doing back flips, triples, I think this would just be better off on a ramp. The issue I have here, which I've had with a few RCs, is as you try to accelerate, see, it brings the front end up, and as you wheelie, it's not using the front end to launch. So this is a stunt truck. It's just a very unique driving experience. It's definitely not for everyone out there. Matter of fact, it's not really one of my more favorite RCs to drive. Just my preference. Ooh, golly. I like ground running. I do enjoy some jumping and that, like that, but for me, I like, see, I went to try, I was going to do another backflip, but it just, launching this way into the street is definitely better, but I'm not going to try to do a backflip, and what if a car comes? So that's why I mentioned, like, if you're going to buy an RC, it's important to know what kind of driver you are. If you are the skate park basher, if you like hitting lots of air, this thing's going to be perfect. If you don't really care much for ground running, yeah. Like I said, it's kind of hard to drive this on the ground because all it wants to do is carry that front end. And there's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's what this vehicle was designed for. Don't buy this for doing speed runs, you buy a limitless or, you know, an infraction or something, felony. You don't buy a felony and go take it to a skate park. You know what I mean? RCs have their limits as to what they're designed for. I said they very specifically designed this as a stunt truck. I mean, you just look at how close the tires are together. I mean, it's, look, like I could just barely get my shoe through there. So like I said, does it make it a bad RC? Absolutely not. But you could learn to hate this thing really fast if you bought it for some other reason. You're like, and I can't drive it. All it does is drive with the front end up off the ground. Okay, mates. So let's wrap it up here with the Notorious. Is it for everyone? Absolutely not. Does that make it a bad RC? Absolutely not. It has a niche that fits certain people's driving. So if you're the type that likes to set up a ramp and send it, like really send it, if you like skate parks, wheelies and stuff like that, absolutely, you are gonna love it. If you want to try to run something like this through the ground like this at high speed, can it do it? Yeah, it's a bit finicky because, like I said, it does not want to keep the front end down. So that makes it hard to drive as a ground pounder. Also makes it kind of hard for like these big, like I said, it jumps so much better going towards the street. Go figure, right? But going this way, it makes it really, really hard. This thing just has so much power. Air control, yeah, it's fairly easy with this. You know, like I showed you earlier, I can easily backflip it. It's a little hard for me to get a good launch off of this mound, but tons of air control, lots of power with this thing. I mean, it's just hard to argue with how strong this thing is. I'll say my biggest complaint, really maybe my only complaint with this, is the body. It's just really weak here in the back. I don't recall actually breaking the wing mount per se, but I do believe the screws pulled out of the wing. But ever since putting the flexible wing mount on here, I have not, and you guys saw we took some serious tumbles out here, I have not lost the wing. Everything stayed on. So like I said, I think the biggest complaint for me is just the body. I'd like, you know, some reinforcement in there. The clipless system works. It's something I'd like to see. It's definitely a step in the right direction. Oh, I need to nail one good backflip before I go. But you know, it doesn't work the best. What I need to do is just get a nice, good run up to this thing, nice and slow, and then just use the power it has. Oh, I still did it. I still totally. Why did I do that, man? All right, last one. That totally landed on the dang wing. Oh. Oh, man. Yeah, look at that. Re-cracked that thing open. Oh. All right, I'm determined to get one good one here. We got to get one good one. Maybe I'll try a different spot on this mound. Yeah, there we go. I think the problem is, well, I could probably be a little better driving, but I think that lower end, because I'm used to standing back here. But yeah, there we go. Finally got like a good jump out of it. Oh man, you know what? It looks like I think AVC is on too. That ain't helping, is it? Is it really on? Yeah, it is. Well, crap. I didn't even think this thing had it. Nah, I can't. I don't think this thing... Why would it put AVC... Nah, it can't. But somehow it's moving. Huh. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does have AVC. I did not, when I rebounded, I did not select the AVC receiver. That's weird. Because normally Arrma AVC moves irregardless of the wheels. Only Traxxas does that. Maybe it's just an optical illusion. Oh, that's why. These stupid pillow. Oh, wow. Well, that's why something in here is damaged. Servo saver. Hold that and make that stiff. We're still getting movement. Look at this. This whole control arm. Sheesh. I had this problem too in my Creighton. Brand new out of the box before I even drove it. They were loose like this. And then look at this. Look at how much play is in here. Oh, the shock is moving. Yeah, I think these shock mounts might be a little loose too. This one definitely is, because this one's got movement in here. Okay, so to be fair to RC, we did take some pretty good hits to the front, jumping it, probably loosened something up. I don't feel like that was an issue before I started. That's just, you know, if you're going to abuse the RC, they can only take so much. And I mean, this hill here is probably 8 feet, so it's in the air. You're probably talking 12 to 15 feet. And even though that's grass, this is kind of a colder time of year. It's not as soft as normal. It's about 50 degrees right now, so there's that. So to be fair, you do that to any RC, abuse it, things are going to happen. So obviously I'm going to have to put this on the bench and do some work to it, figure out what I just did to it. But I still say all in all, it's a good RC. Would I have bought it for myself? Probably not. I really like ground pounding. I like traveling really fast to the grass and spinning, kicking up dirt, stuff like that. Skate parks jumps really aren't my thing. But running this YouTube channel, I like to bring a variety of RCs to my viewers. So that's why I purchased this. And for those of you that use my links, like if you want to buy this, I'll leave a link down below for A-Main and Horizon Hobby. If you want to use any of those, greatly appreciate it. It helps me buy these cars because, you know, I don't get like this for free. So those of you that do that means a lot. Thank you so much. I've had good response with like Hobby King and you know, even Amazon. So if you're looking for anything like tools, dog food, cat food, whatever, check out my Amazon store. Even if you don't buy anything out of the store, just if you just start at my store, I get credit for directing you to Amazon, and it helps me out. And none of these ways cost you any money. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it if there was like a 5% surcharge. Matter of fact, if you look at my pin post as it is right now, December 2025, Hobby King, man, L to the W saves you 5% on purchases. I also have discount codes for other stuff down below as well, so go ahead and check all that out. So I try to get you guys some good deals. Well, so like I said, the Notorious, not for everyone. It's gonna really be appealing and a pleasure for those of you that like jumps and big air. Ground pounders, not so much. And that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the RC. You got to buy an RC based on how you drive. And also too, like I'll mention this 100 times, when you're looking at reviews of things, find a reviewer. Like if you want to buy this and your goal is to send it, you know, find a channel that's gonna send it and see what kind of carnage they do to it doing that type of stuff. I would not buy something. I'll use the Traxxas sledge as a good example. It's a great ground pounder. I would use that all day long. I love driving the sledge. There's people out there sending the thing higher than this tree and then complaining about stuff. But if you don't drive that way, does that make the sledge bad? No, but people have that impression that, oh, well, so-and-so launched it and it bent. Well, that's what happens when you land on a fence or something like that, like somebody did. You know, find somebody that mimics your type of driving. Like I said, so you might have a bad impression of a certain RC, but did they drive it the way you're going to operate it? Because if you're not going to throw the thing 30 feet in the air, you're probably not going to have any problems. So I really can't talk for the durability of this thing going that way. But I will say, you know, it is Arrma. They are pretty damn tough. So I wouldn't hesitate sending this thing a bit harder. Like I said, I got to land it. But, you know, like the hill, the wheelie stuff. But, whatever. All right, guys, man, the Arrma Notorious, after 1 year, good RC. I think I did break it a little bit, so that's on me. I got to go back and fix it. And I got to do a better job learning how to land. But I'll take credit for that one. You know, you guys, I've been pretty tough on Arrma for some stuff through this year alone. But if they don't deserve it, they don't deserve it. I'll take credit for this stuff coming loose because of my horrible landings. So there you have it. Arrma Notorious after 1 year. All right, everyone, let me know in the comments down below what you think of the Arrma Notorious. Is it something you're looking at? Would you consider? Do you have one? Do you like it? Do you agree with my points? You know, I just try to play middleman here. Look at, you know, I have no agenda when I do these videos. Let's try to make sure you spend your money wisely. You know, if you really want a ground pounding thing, I wouldn't buy this. I don't want to see you spend pretty good money and be upset and then leave the hobby because you're not happy with what you purchased. So it's kind of the point of these videos. And then also it's a good look at 1 year, what's happened, what's not happened. So, all right, everyone, appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. Check out the links down below. Till then, see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.